Alright, well, this is my first review of a game, and I'm not really like a review person. I'm not even really somebody that puts these videos on. You can see my videos clearly, just me filming my game off my TV, but no matter if it's YouTube or something I'm reading, I just can't help but feel like Last Battle has probably one of the worst reputations in the Sega Genesis games. I just love this game. I mean, if I could convince one person out there to play this game, that would be awesome, because it's an original Sega Genesis game. It's got role-playing elements, action elements, and you're just an overall badass through the whole game. You just punch the people, they go flying off the screen. You have to pretty much visit every location in the board so you can find people that will level up your strength and your defense. And if you don't talk to those people and you move on, well, then you don't get any stronger. You just witnessed right there when the red line gets to a certain point in the chapter where Arzak is pissed enough, he'll blow up his shirt off, and really his strength and defense will increase double over. In every level there are a certain amount of characters to fight. Kind of Street Fighter-ish without blocking. You don't really have any fireballs or anything like that. You just got your moves, and your defense is basically getting the hell away from people before they hit you. But when the opportunity comes in to strike, you got to jump on it. Otherwise, you're going to lose. Right here, this is one of the labyrinth levels. They're a lot more difficult than you would think. Here's the first boss that you're going to fight in the game. It's pretty easy. You just let him charge at you and you keep on punching him. Here he is telling you about the Mighty Duke. And just for the time, the graphics in this game were just absolutely amazing. I mean, I only had an Atari 2600. When I went over to my friends' houses, or if I was babysitting somebody, they usually had a Game Boy or a Nintendo, and I would look at those, and I think they were pretty cool and everything. But one day I went to a party and I went to my buddy's house, and in his room he had a TV and a Sega, and I didn't even know what the hell a Sega was. So I sat there and I looked at it, and he had this game. I played it, didn't even bother with the party. I just played this game and played it, and then I went to work the next day, and I put a Sega Genesis in layaway. By the time I got my Genesis out of layaway, I couldn't really afford to buy a game with it, but it came with Altered Beast, which was another phenomenal game. Eventually I did get Last Battle. I've been playing this game for 30 years, give or take, taking 10 years off here and there, but I recently purchased it again, and I just can't believe how much I still enjoy this game. And I mean, the graphics at the time, the best you'd ever seen was maybe a Mario game. Most characters in games kind of looked like Pitfall Harry. Nothing really to write home about. So seeing something like this was just incredible. I know today the graphics probably don't look as great, but I think they do. And this is running on my high definition TV with my FrameMeister. I have scan lines on it. I also have you can't tell because I'm just filming it on a camera, but I'm just filming it, and you can't see that I have the screen kind of bubbled out. It's a retro feature on the FrameMeister that even adds radiation lines on the sides. Obviously, I'm just skipping through parts of the game to give you an idea of some of the enemies that you'll fight. And there you have Duke, the guy that you just beat up a little while ago, to finish off the chapter 2. And once you talk to him, he gives you more strength. And then there's those damn birds. You'll hate those birds should you play this game. The enemies and the level gets much harder after chapter 3. And chapter 4 is a level that I have yet to beat. This guy gave me some trouble for quite some time, because if he holds up that cloak and you hit the cloak, then you get a double of him that pops up behind you, and they'll just kind of crowd you and hit you back and forth. So you got to be careful not to hit that cloak of his. And there's another one of those damn birds. This game is just nothing but fun. I mean, you just run through it, knocking these guys into another planet. Obviously, it's totally based off the cartoon Fist of the North Star, which I did see before I ever played this game. So I was a little confused at the storyline that they give you in this game. But the storyline is really pretty irrelevant. It doesn't make much sense. I've been reading the beginning story for this game for 30 years, and it still doesn't make sense to me. The only thing that makes sense to me is that it looks like Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star, and the game is just so much fun. I mean, you play it for a half hour, and you feel like you lived an entire day, and you're just such a badass in it. Look the way he just walks into those daggers, and I mean, somebody that doesn't know the timing of it might, stop and wait for the dagger to go up and get hit. This labyrinth right here is the last labyrinth that I've been able to get through, and it is a pain in the ass, especially when these falling rocks or whatever this is are coming down at you, and at the very end of it, you don't just get all your power back, you got to go fight, I believe is your brother Grom, and so I like to go through all the rooms and try and get as much power as I can by beating up those guys, so that I'm almost at full health by the time I fight him. He's not that difficult of a character to fight, but you can screw up and he can easily beat you. This is what's great about him though is once you beat him is you get full health because you went through the labyrinth, and then you get the wonderful entrance to Hell, which is chapter 4. And at this point, I have never beaten this game. I recently bought it again, so I'm working on it. But I'm just really tired of people giving this thing bad reviews. And I hope if anybody sees this on YouTube or listens to what I'm saying, that they'll give it a shot and maybe enjoy it too. It's not altogether that difficult, but it is, once you learn how to beat something, you're good. But it's the fact of learning how to beat it. Oh, that sounded terrible. Here we go. This guy, I assume, is the last guy that you'll fight in the game. I haven't quite done it because I haven't broken the seal yet. I always seem to lose to this schmuck right here because of that move right there. Anyway, I hope you get the game. It's a blast. I love it. Yeah, that sucks.